going on, YouTube? I decided to take a snow day today, so probably gonna mess around with some kind of RC mod here. So I think my plan might be to take the hinge mount off the back of the Rubicon, as well as use the old original bumper for this and put it onto the D90 RC four-wheel drive D90 black hard body that I have, just from taking that hinge and swapping it over and putting it on the back, and then remounting that on to the C10 chassis and swapping over coil springs to be able to handle the weight of the body. I really do like this. I like this as well. I just want to see what this looks like on here. I got a feeling, just based upon setting the wheels, setting the tire on the wheels here like that, I might like the looks of this a lot, and might really be happy with how it ends up running. So since I just built this thing the other day and absolutely love it, I think it's awesome, but I don't know if I want to order a second one, you know, it would take, you know, another 70-80 bucks to build one of these with the chassis and then getting the links, you know, for the bottom. I don't know if I want to invest that much money right now. So I think this, since it's been sitting around for about a month and a half since I ordered it, and really couldn't build it because I did not know that you needed the brass standoffs in order to be able to finish this, as well as the proper bumper mount in order to be able to get the bumper mounted up. But I bought this rig a little bit more complete from somebody else through Facebook Marketplace, added the bumper, the wheels and tires, and that kind of left this sitting around, so it sort of needs a home. I've been running this for a while as it sits, and I really like it a lot. I just added the step boards the other day, and those came off of originally this right here, which has kind of been parked because, like I said, I just built this thing the other day. So I am probably going to take this and turn it into this. And since I'm running low on hard drive space, I'm probably not going to do much filming of any kind of time lapse or anything like that. I sort of thought I'd just give a little bit of a lowdown, and I'll probably start the video back up whenever I get that closer to complete. I think it's going to be a fairly easy mod. I'm not going to do any body modifications to either of these, other than just taking this hinge system off of the back here and drilling 4 holes in the back of the Defender body. Now, there is a considerable weight difference between the two, but it's not so crazy that I don't think that the SCX24 chassis can handle it. Plus, I'm going to put the other silver springs on it, which seem to have, you know, a little bit more, I think, weight capability, so it might hold this a little bit differently, a little better than what it does with, you know, the smaller, lighter body. And see how it runs. It's not an irreversible change, so there's nothing that's really getting damaged. The only thing I'm really doing is just going to put 4 small holes into the back of this, which could be easily be covered up with like spare tire mount or whatever. But like I said, I'm running low on hard drive space. I'm going to quit yapping. I'm going to start working on this. All I got to do is just put a couple holes in here. Okay, just a quick shot to show you this worked out exactly as I would hope that it did, or would, excuse me. And you know, the bumper now hinges up and everything. This material is considerably thicker than the back of the Jeep, but not by much, maybe twice as thick. I was a little concerned that there wouldn't be enough thread reaching through to grab the other side of this hinge. You know, there's a considerable more amount of weight sitting on there, so just kind of a thought about that, but seemed to be enough thread as I was thread them through to the other side, so that shouldn't be too bad. It's just something maybe to keep an eye out for, I guess would probably be a good way to put it. There's a lot more weight sitting on that now, so it's going to be a factor. But I just wanted to show where this is. I'm getting ready to mount that onto the frame right now and see how that sits towards the front. I'm going to take the other original bumper off from the C10 and see about putting the Jeep bumper on, which I think might be an okay temporary match in the meantime until I find something else for the front of this. Alright, take two. I guess I forgot to turn the audio on, or turn my microphone on so it didn't capture any of the audio the last time I recorded. So the body's all mounted onto the chassis. I think it worked out really well. I think even just like the position of the wheel wells and stuff like that. I need to drop this down a little bit. The two original holes underneath the hood on the D90 chassis, or body, excuse me, hit where the bumper sits on the chassis. So I just need to take this off. I am going to mount an actual stock plastic bumper onto the front of the RC4WD drive, so that I'll have a stock bumper on the front and just a mounted bumper on the back. I'm going to put the other springs on just at the same time too, just to make sure it kind of doesn't it doesn't seem too bouncy because it's too heavy. It already kind of bottoms the other springs out, and those are just about maxed out on the preload. So I'm going to go ahead and switch those out and see if that helps. But I do want a little bit of droop, but I don't want too much. Alright, just another quick update. I've got the front end where I want it. Got the bumper on there. One thing I haven't done was the LEDs yet, because I kind of skipped ahead and wanted to get the magnets mounted. So I took the original Jeep Rubicon single point mount off the old chassis and clipped that little nipple off the front and put that underneath here, and used two of the medium-sized magnets over here, and drop the super glue on both of those, and then let that set up for a couple minutes, and then of course have closed the body over the chassis with glue on the top. Made sure that everything was all centered, stuff like that. So kind of in drying phase right now. I want to let that kind of set up for a while. Those are really strong magnets. I'm not sure if 2 is actually going to be maybe too strong for this. I know sometimes the glue and the magnet and the plastic doesn't bond quite as well, but this is a hard body, so I'm kind of hoping for the best. But if it doesn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped, what I think I might end up doing is go ahead and just use some Velcro tabs. Okay, little update on the SCX24 and RC four-wheel drive D90 118 scale mod up. The 118 body fits perfectly on the 124 chassis. And I've got just the stamped steel bead locks with, I think these are the KTAs. Got the lights all rigged up, and as well I've done a magnet closure on the front with an extension cable to get that to work. And so I've got the hinged opening so I can still get to the batteries. I put the silver coil springs on the back, and that seems to have balanced out the rear end. I think I might leave the front, the black ones on the front. I kind of like how loose it is up there. I might, just I'll play around with it a little bit, maybe kind of do a little bit more with some of the preload on the front, but I don't want it to raise up too much, and that's really about all you're going to get out of just adding more preload. So I like what it did for the suspension in the back. I think it's going to work out really well. So it's been pretty fun. I just took it for a quick little run around the living room over a couple of the obstacles that I have made, and it seems to handle it really well, especially with the weight. I kind of thought it might be a little bit back heavy, but now that I've switched the springs on it, it's not too bouncy at all. It seems to have just enough. Takes it up really well. Kind of seems to absorb it, quite a bit. So I think I'm just going to stick with, like I said, I'm just going to stick with the black springs in the front for the time being, unless I decide to make some kind of change. So at any rate, I think the mod worked out really well. So if you're wondering out there whether or not the SCX24 chassis fits the D90 118 scale from RC4WD Drive, the answer is yes, it fits it perfectly. And the mod does work, you know, just by taking the hinge off of the back. Like I said, I used magnet closure, so now I have magnets. I had to do a little bit of filing up in the front here. I didn't want to modify this too much just in case I ever return this back to the C10 that it was. I have an extension cord hot glued into the top here. You know, my lights are just hot glued in, so that those also could be taken out pretty much at any time and returned back to normal. Magnets just glued to the underside of the hood there, and so that clips closed and holds really well. I like how sturdy that is. That seems good. It's going to work out really well, really nice. I'm not going to worry about an interior on this. Just again, the whole idea was just to be able to get this body on here to have something maybe a little bit different, something to park next to this one. So now I've got essentially two D90s of the same scale, same body, but just on different chassis. So it's going to be interesting to see how differently they run compared to each other. I'm sure there will be a big difference. So nevertheless, thanks for watching, folks. Have a good one.